All right, I have 12 minutes before my next student, and I'm going to teach you this open stroke where the thumb touches your index finger down here, and the stick is up here where it's supposed to be, in safety zone. Okay, so the thumb is touching it in the regular thumb place, right? But the thumb has done this. And so it's touching here. And this kind of strengthens the pointing finger, stabilizes it a little bit so it just doesn't wiggle at all. And then you let the other fingers ride the stick. Here's a slow motion of it. So you don't open up your fingers. This is not exactly what happens though when you have a stick in motion. You know, I don't have to go down here like this. We should slow this, I should film this at 120 frames per second and see what the hell I'm actually doing. Okay. So here's what my students always do. I'm not going to do it because it hurt me because I got old hands. They hit really hard. The stick comes up, thumps them about here as they're lifting their wrist. So you see, and you can just, it's like, you can barely see it. See it? See that wiggle? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle in the middle of your stroke. You don't want that. You want that stick to come down as Uncle Bill on www.drumworkout.com says, the tip of the stick crashes into the head, and then I'll say, and the head sinks down, squeak, and springs that stick back like a trampoline. It happens so fast. If your stick is coming up like this, whoa, or like this, whoa, or like this, whoa, it's coming up too slow. It just comes up a lot faster than that. If you just do this, and you swing into the drum, you'll see how fast the stick can fly back. And I'm kind of squeezing the stick to keep it from flying away. Okay. Don't squeeze the stick. In this grip, it's all centrifugal force. So here it's gravity when you get to the top, and then centrifugal force on the way down. Mer, 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 tsh, mer, mer, tsh, mer, mer. There we go. Now I'll get out in this light and you can see it. It's like I'm doing the Let It Go American Grip fulcrum in front of the moon. That's making my butt of my stick hit the drum. Okay. And that is it. Now I've got 8 minutes before my student gets here on Zoom. So things I can tell you is you can still see through your hand looking down into it. Let's get a light in there. See how you can see into my hand? Stop causing shadows, drumstick. There you go. Still see in. Your thumb is to the side of your, not like this to your fingernail, but just kind of here, near the fingernail. You never do this. Scrunch. Scrunch. You don't want to put pressure on this joint to make it go left or right. It just works up and down, straight up and down hinge. It can do more than that, but you don't want to mess with it. Just let it go straight up and down. Okay? And if you just beating like this and getting it wrong, just stop. Correct everything. Take one swing. And if it does something like this, don't hit harder to make the stick come up. You just froze at the bottom of the stroke, which is a natural human body thing to do. Hee-yah! Whoa! You know, your body doesn't want to do getting out of the way of the stick. So when the samurai use their swords, and it goes into the top of someone's head, like in their forehead, they had to learn how to, over time, they realized you get stabbed a lot when your sword is stuck in your victim's head, and they learned to go boom, and then push and pull, to get that out of there and not stay. Don't get stuck in that head so you can keep fighting. Okay, so it's that kind of thing that's just, humans started figuring out how to go against what their evolutionary instinct demands. Because we want freedom! So my stick right now is not being held. It's being stopped from falling out the side of my hand. If I move my thumb, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. I just moved my thumb out of the way and the stick, I lost it just like that. But there's no squeezing. It's just, okay, if I take these fingers off so they don't have that centrifugal force, because they're steadying it from going, they're barely touching it, but they're giving it just the right amount of encouragement so it goes straight up and down. So if I take those off and I just use the grip, this is different than the other fulcrums, right? You're not holding the stick. Look at it. It's falling out. Okay, we get in my fulcrum, sort of, and then I fell out. It went back into here. All right, what's this good for? We've got 5 more minutes. Okay, we don't need those 5 minutes. So this is great for recam. Hitting hard and not getting hit back. Wouldn't that be great? You're the bully. No one ever hits you back. So you fearlessly attack. If you're doing this right, and I am, the stick just comes springing back, and the movement of your elbow just kind of puts some easy brakes on it. The movement of your wrist tipping back puts some easy brakes on it. The movement, the fingers keeping it from flying away. Just a little bit of easy braking, and then the thumb gate is not letting it fall to the side, and it's also providing just the tiniest amount of friction. So the stick is going back like this. So when you're playing like the snare drum on 2 and 4, boom, tick, chock, tick, boom, tick, chock, tick. You can be really lazy and throw in a rim shot, pow, and, get a huge sound, because this allows the tip of the stick will spend the least amount of time on the drum head of all the ways of attacking the drum head when you do this. The drum head says, I'll let you in for a second and I'm sending you away. Whereas if you do something like this, that impact and that tension in your arm and this, holding your hand down and all that means the wood or the plastic of your stick and the mylar plastic of your head, the nylon plastic of your stick, the mylar plastic of your head are going to spend a lot of time together, and it's going to get a plasticky sound, and it's not going to let that membrane, the drum head, flap. It won't let it make as big of a flap, and so the drum won't get as big of a sound. If you have a nice, it's almost like the head is like, why am I flapping? Because the stick gets in and out so fast. This is cool. And so you won't be working as hard as someone else that does the sudden, fast, jerky movements, especially somebody has to play cross like this. If you play with the hi-hat with the left hand, bah, which is what I teach. I teach ambidextrous. Asymmetrical? No. I teach symmetrical drumming like this. I also teach you to go up the drums, not just down the drums. And you can do that if you're ambidextrous. So I teach you to be as ambidextrous as possible. Okay? We've got 2 more minutes. I'll hook up the Zoom call and hope you guys love this. You've just gotten through another American Grip video. In the next one, geez, is there a next one? Do I need to do another one? No. This is the end of the grip videos. It's time to start working on beats. You're going to use both those grips. You're going to use this big swinging grip. In one hand, and in the other hand. So on my right cymbal, I'm using the first American grip I taught you, the safe grip. Don't get ensnared in the devil's grip. And then there's the snare in the let it go grip. Bye-bye. That was fun.
Well done. Again.
Take this video over and over again. Slow it down. You can do that with the other videos. That's what I do with Uncle Bill on his videos. Sign up for drumworkout.com if you want to be a speedy drummer, okay? And just work on those things. Don't try to go through everything in his program. Just get good at the first one. And when you're good at that, move on to the next one. It doesn't matter if it takes 6 months on the first one. Then move on to the second one. Do the Extreme Hands Makeover. And you will love it and be amazed about what it does for your drumming. Hola. Au revoir. I meant au revoir. So long.
Well done. Again.